Mary Duval, a wonderful friend and colleague of mine who's a CE provider, teaches massage for mature adults, primarily works on mature adult clients, what some people might call senior massage.
Yep.
But I assume we'll get into some of that discussion about what do you think are the distinctions between a senior population, mature adults.
Absolutely.
And we met originally from the Lauderstein Conway Massage School, correct?
No, actually it was Meetup.
It was through Meetup, but the Meetup group was at the school.
Well, that's where we first did our first business and marketing talk. Yeah, it was just you had taken over a Meetup group, I was going to help, and because you had too much going on. you had what, 6, 8 other Meetup groups you were doing, something like that.
Yeah. So you have since written a book, which I wanted to show. And what's the title again?
It's Beyond 60, Massage for Mature Adults.
All right.
So the reason I wrote this book, well, actually, you know what? Let me go into a little bit of history for you. And what it was, when I went to massage school, like everybody else, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but while I was going to school and doing my outside massages for my schoolwork, I actually ended up working on a lot of senior clients, people who were 65 years and older. And I thought, well, this is kind of a cool group. And what I noticed was that they were in better shape than some people think seniors are. It was kind of a weird thing. You're like, wow, I got a 70-year-old who's in better shape than a 30-year-old that I knew. So, and as I got out of massage school, I had the opportunity to take over a business from a lady who was doing senior massage up in a 55 and older community in Georgetown, just north of Austin. And it was the perfect option for me because I always wanted to run my own business. So I walked out of massage school into my own business and ended up working with some of the best clients around. I don't care who your clients are, seniors are the best. But what I started noticing was that anytime I told people that I did senior massage, they would go, oh, so you do geriatric massage. Mm. But I didn't consider any of my clients geriatric clients because they were all healthy, they were getting around, playing tennis, going on trips, playing pickleball. These were not people sitting in a wheelchair waiting to die. Yeah. So for me, it's like, okay, this is different than what I was really expecting, but found a great group of people to work with. So I started working, and the more I realized, this is a big segment of the population. I don't know if you know, but since 2011, 7,000 to 10,000 people a day just in this country turn 65. And that's going to continue till 2030. So there's a large group of seniors, or what I've now come to term mature adults. And there's a reason I came up with that. So, like I said, they're not what a lot of people would consider old people. Like I said, they're very active, and in fact, a lot of the younger seniors who are technically senior citizens, they're 65 years of age, they don't want to be called seniors anymore. So it's just this cultural idea that if you're a senior citizen, you're old, decrepit, and not doing much. So that's why I came up with the term mature adult, and for me, I started reading. I'd be looking in the magazines and the massage literature, and I'd see an article that said, something massage for seniors. I'm like, oh great, this will be about my population that I work on. I'd start reading the article, and within the second or third paragraph, they're talking about older seniors who have a lot more difficulty than my clients. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, we're missing a piece. And I'm sure there was a time when geriatric and senior were kind of very close together, but people are living long, more people are living longer, they're healthier, so it's not till you get usually into the, what am I trying to say? It's Sunday morning. The brain has stopped. So, it's not till you get into the later stages of life, 80s, 90s, that you really start seeing more what I consider geriatric massage. So that's why I wrote this book. Was because I wanted to talk about the clients that I was seeing every day who weren't what I would consider geriatric, but as we get older, there are things we need to be concerned about, in terms of health conditions, things that might be a contraindication, may or may not be. So that's why I wrote this book, so that we knew and understood how to work with those clients who may be 60, 65, 70, 75.
So it's beyond 60.
Yeah.
Is there an age range typically for mature adults?
Not really.
Not really?
The way
Is it more to do with the ability to still be robust in older age?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of what I'm doing. And that's why I said beyond 60. So it's, from 60 years on, you're starting to see those physiological changes that happen to all of us as we get older. Younger folks, it's gonna happen to you. So I can't really give you an age range of when it happens, and that's one of the keys to what I do, what I teach in my class, what's in this book, is how to evaluate that senior client that's standing before you.
Yeah.
Because some people just see gray hair and wrinkles and go, oh my God, I'm gonna break them. I have 75-year-old clients I pound on. I do deep, focused massage work, and it's what they want, and it's what their body can handle. But I've had other 75-year-olds that I had to go very light with. So that's really the difference. It's really, the key is understanding how to evaluate them. And I've worked on clients that I do truly consider geriatric clients, and these are clients that you're probably only going to do maybe a 20-minute, 30-minute massage, maybe in a wheelchair, maybe in they may be confined to a hospital bed, something like that. So there is that, and people who do true geriatric massage, that is wonderful work, but I don't want a healthy mature adult to either get stuck in, oh, well, I can give them the same massage that I would a 30-year-old, or, oh, they're older, therefore I have to give them a lighter massage. So they're in the middle.
Someone on the Massage Entrepreneurs group asked earlier, I was asking for feedback, so we could shoot videos today, and I believe they were asking about how do we, find clients, and how do we retain clients, how do you get them to keep coming back. I can actually pull up my phone and read it, but the first thing that I thought about shooting the video today was the fact that you and I both have fairly distinct target markets.
Yeah.
So you got two therapists who are really interested in business. We're really interested in marketing.
Yeah.
We actually absolutely love the artistry of massage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we've both gotten very hyper vigilant and focused on very niche marketing.
Right.
Because your marketing is completely different. Like I had to ask you, you do senior massage. And we do this almost every time you and I talk, because
Right.
I still haven't gotten the word mature adults
Yeah.
tagged and bagged in my vocabulary.
Yeah.
Because it's not my target market, it's not my niche.
Right.
And I had to think about, from that massage therapist perspective, how do you get clients? And you and I are both very tenacious about focusing on a very specific subset of people.
Right.
And I suspect is that fact, is that what has made it easier for our practices to thrive?
I think it has. But before I got into massage, I had tried a lot of different business things, tried a lot of different things, and I had heard the term target market, but I had never really, even in massage school, they talked about it in our business classes, but I never fully comprehended it until I started working with mature adults, and I had taken over a business from somebody who was doing it, and she showed me how she built her business, and basically I just followed her path for the first couple of years while I figured it all out. And I realized, and that's when it really came to me, because I could focus. When I went to a health fair, a vendor fair, I advertised in a magazine that goes strictly to the community in which I work. The response I got was so much better than when you go to non-targeted events where, yeah, you may have some of your target market, but not everybody that you truly want to work with is there. And that's when I finally learned and understood target markets, and I saw the power of it. Because I can spend 5 hours at a vendor fair that's in the community in which I work, hand out anywhere between 120 and 180 business cards, and I get at least, on average, 10 new clients who call up because I offer a special offer. They try me out, and usually we're able to convert somewhere between 2 and 6 of those clients into long-term regular clients that we see either on a bi-weekly basis, once a month, and they just keep coming. I have clients I started 5.5 years ago that I still see to this day.
So just a targeted, audience.
Yeah.
I think much of what I see on the Massage Entrepreneurs group when I talk to therapists and other Facebook groups is they're selling massage as an overall service, and it's massage, it's massage, it's massage, it's for everybody. And I don't think you and I disagree with that fact.
No.
I had a client yesterday who was 13,
Yeah.
came with her mother. That's not my target market per se, but she had an issue from a car accident.
Yeah.
So it is my target market, even though I'm not putting out ads trying to get young people who've been in accidents, but generally more medical people who are looking for optimum performance, athletes, people with chronic pain form a real target, clientele. My website, my information reflects that. And I find it interesting that you and I both, my guess is, we found a degree of success because we put more time and energy working on the business, one. And then two, it was targeting a very small niche audience.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of going for the center, we do massage.
Right.
There's almost nothing about that in the Austin area that stands out. What I've heard is you can't sling a dead cat without hitting a yoga instructor or a massage therapist in Austin, right?
That's probably true, yeah.
Yeah, because there's so many. So the thing is, in that context, from the consumer standpoint, how do you stand out? Because if you don't stand out,
You're just one in a million. Yeah.
they don't notice you at all.
Exactly.
And that's the most dangerous thing in business, because if you don't stand out at all, a lot of therapists, if they stand out, what I notice is they're afraid that people will judge them for whatever reason.
Mm.
And what you learn is when you stand out and you target your audience, you are not for everybody.
No.
And my service is not for everybody, nor am I specifically. But you're able to draw enough people who really like your focus,
Yeah.
and then also really like your personality, because we have a job that is very intimate.
Right.
Then it seems to work.
Yeah.
I really discourage massage therapists to just act like, well, my massage is for everyone.
Right.
I don't think that's a good way to sell what you do. It doesn't tell anybody what you do. It's like saying dentists, well, everybody needs dental work, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I see lots of dentists who focus on families.
Yeah.
They focus on, child stuff. But what they're doing is they're getting the parents to bring the children in for dental work. And they're like, oh, well, I trust this dentist, and they can certainly do my teeth, and then it's
Right.
a family plan. It's that same sort of niche marketing that I think is undervalued in the industry as a whole.
Yeah. And I think what a lot of people, and there's a marketing quote, I don't remember who said it or the exact quote, but it was something along the lines, if you try to market to everyone, you market to no one. Yeah. And what it is your average person on the street, you, me, any of our clients, the first question that they ask themselves when they see an ad or they see a new business, they go, what's in it for me? And if you don't see anything in the website, in the advertising, anything that speaks to you, you're going to be like, okay, and you move on. But say you have a problem with your shoulder, your shoulder's really bothering you, or you were in a car accident and they stumble across you, they're going to be like, oh, he can fix me. Or if it's an older person who's going, man, I got some sciatica going on. Oh, in your home senior massage. Oh, senior massage. And they come to me. So it's something that I tell them right there in the name of my business, what's in it for them.
Yeah.
And every once in a while I have somebody ask me, well, what's the difference between a senior massage and a regular massage? And so you just have to be ready to explain it. And once you explain it to people, like, oh, that's great,
Because you're working with a targeted audience.
Exactly.
The way that the marketing works for me, because I deal with chronic pain, in the Austin area, it's a big tech hub. because I deal with chronic pain, when I survey the landscape, you get people with sciatica because they're sitting in a chair all day. Low back pain. You get people with carpal tunnel because they're typing. And carpal tunnel is something that I have a unique affinity for because I have a very high success rate in being able to help people who've had carpal tunnel. People who are working in the tech industry might be making 6 figures a year. They can totally afford what I do.
Right.
And they're looking for non-surgical pain relief.
Yeah.
Because if they go to a doctor, they may be prescribed anti-inflammatories. They don't exactly know what's going on. They come in and see me. Well, they come in and see me because they can look up my blog post on carpal tunnel. But there's layers to this because one, my website says probably in the first paragraph that I work on people with carpal tunnel. So hopefully you come up in search engine optimization when people search. One. Two, I had a blog post about carpal tunnel. That's another layer of SEO. Then I had a YouTube video about how to work on your own carpal tunnel embedded in that blog post on my website.
Right.
The lady comes in, gets some work for carpal tunnel. She's completely amazed. She's paid me $200 a session. And she's like, when do I see you again? And you go, ding.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when people get nervous about target marketing, when they get nervous about working on the business, when they get nervous about how do I make a video, people are going to think I'm fat. You know, there's all these weird fears they have. They want to know from me often in the entrepreneurs group, how do I do it? She is how I do it. Because every time I get rewarded for making videos, and every time I get rewarded for making blog posts, target marketing, drawing my unique clients, and they not only have a great session, but they act like they just met their best friend, I realize that I'm that closer to getting another lifelong client.
Right.
And my practice is full. And that's why you get over the fear. So for instance, for you, writing a book about massage for mature adults, how long did it take you to focus on that niche? Because you said you walked into someone else's practice that they kind of sold to you, right?
Yeah, basically I bought her client list. And she helped smooth the path. And I would say probably 95 to 98% of those people that I started with still
nice.
My clients today. So I owe everything I have to them. And it was like I said, about a year and a half into it, I said, you know what, I need to write a book. And then I worked on it. Then it got kind of backburnered, and then it wasn't until really last year that I focused and said, you know what, I got to get this book done. And for me, writing a book was easy because I have the writer background. I was a tech writer for 16 years, so I've done all types of writing. So for me, writing a book was natural. When you talk about doing the videos, even though my college degree is in communications, radio, TV, and film, I've never liked being on camera, and yet here I am today. And, for me, it was interesting because there was a little switch that went off in my head. And I said, you know what? I want to go here, here, and here. This is what I want to achieve. I know where I want to go with my life. And in today's society, everything is very video-based. You can write articles, and it's not a bad idea to write blog posts, and all that type of stuff, and write a book, that's great, but video has become so ubiquitous in our society, and I'm like, okay, you know what? You're going to have to get over this and start putting yourself out there in video. And the more I do it, and the more I watch it, and I don't want to sound arrogant, but I watch some of the videos, and I'm like, that wasn't bad. Okay, I'm doing good, and not that they're perfect, but it's like, no, that's okay.
I can tell you this: having lots of bad videos is better than having no videos.
I agree. Yeah.
And I think in our industry specifically, I don't see a lot of it. Which really gives us an advantage. And beyond that, what I think is, because we are in such an intimate industry, people want to know us.
Yeah.
So people hit my website, they have some sort of chronic pain. 9 times out of 10, when I talk to them in session, they'll mention that they watched some of my YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And I'll ask them a couple questions just to get more information. and say, you know, well, why were you looking for me? And they say, well, I had a problem with sciatica or carpal tunnel.
Right.
One. I looked up massage for, you know, leg pain or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I said, well, what made you want to schedule the session? They're like, well, you had online scheduling, made it easy.
Yeah.
And then they'll say, I watched some of your YouTube videos, and it was very obvious that you were a dedicated professional, you were warm, you knew what you were talking about. And what they just said is, I trusted you. I trusted you because you made YouTube videos.
Exactly.
When I first started working out of a home studio, I was very nervous, particularly with female clients, that I would get no new clients. Because they would be afraid to go into someone's home.
Right.
The videos, in particular,
Yeah.
completely shifted that, and it's because of the trust factor. They can see me, they can look at me, they can hear my voice, they can see my level of dedication.
Right.
And the first time I made a YouTube video where somebody said, well, he's got to be a professional, he's got a YouTube video. Killed me.
Yeah.
Because you knew that 50% plus of the population felt the exact same way.
Yeah.
Even though they hadn't necessarily thought about it.
Right.
So, Massage for Mature Adults, your book, it's
Yeah.
available in paperback. How do they
Yes.
get a copy of that?
Okay, well, you can get it from me if you're in Austin, but it is also available on Amazon, as you can get it as a paperback or as a Kindle ebook.
So the paper copies are on Amazon?
Yes.
Are they through like Prime, or do you ship them yourself?
No, they, basically, I went through CreateSpace, which is an Amazon company,
Yeah.
and so what they do is, when you order one, they put it together and ship it out to you.
Oh, print on demand?
Yeah,
Oh,
so, and I just have to say, amazing service. Just because, you know, when I think about, 20, 30 years ago to create a self-published book,
yeah.
hundreds of, thousands of dollars, and took forever, and then of course you had all of them, you had to buy a certain amount, they were all in your car, you were driving around hoping somebody would buy them. So even though I do still have a few of these in my car, it's nice with the technology today that, I uploaded the files, they put the books together and ship them out for me.
Yeah. So it's available in paperback, and it's also available in Kindle.
Kindle, yeah.
Right, okay. I just wanted to make sure people had information about it.
Yes, thank you.
Do you, as an educator, find that massage therapists are rapidly developing marketing and advertising? Like, because you taught for a long time. Are you still teaching at Waterston Conway?
Not a whole lot. I was doing the business and marketing classes there for a while, but my schedule got to the point where I just couldn't do that and everything else I was trying to do. And I had taken over the classes because I had kind of thought this was my chance to help people get the idea, because you and I are actually aberrations in the massage community. I hate to say it, but
we're aberrants?
Yes. Because we have also developed the interest and the understanding and the passion for the business and marketing side, and realizing how important it is.
So we've developed that.
Yes.
I want to pause you real quick.
Yeah.
So why do you think, and I'll get it from I know my answer, why do you think you developed that interest in business and marketing generally, even outside of our industry? Why did you develop
Well,
that?
see, I came to massage as a career change, and before that, I had actually tried a lot of other business things. So for probably 16, 20 years before I even got to massage school, I had dabbled in a lot. And just for a small list, I did network marketing. I didn't just try. I did open and run my own cookie company, the Cookie Dragon. I did real estate for a while, did home party sales. So I had done a lot of things, and I just hadn't found the right fit for me. But also, like with the cookie company, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. So I think from a young age I had the interest, but I didn't come from a family that was entrepreneurial. So the interest was always there, but I was always taught, you go to school, you get good grades, you go to work for a company, and that was the path I was on. And it wasn't until I got to massage school and saw the opportunity that massage was. And then with the lady I bought the business from, with her guidance as to how she had grown her business, it all started coming together. And then it was like, oh, oh, now I get it. And so that's where some of that passion came from.
Was it the combination of business and then the art, something that you enjoyed?
Yeah, and I think that was key for me because I enjoyed doing the massage. It was something that I could do. I loved doing the massage. And then, so I finally found something I enjoyed doing that I could make money at. And that was, putting those two things together was what really drove it home for me.
Years ago, Mary and I, because of our dealings here in Austin, we would talk early on, much like we're talking now, except we're just recording it. And I would tell her the story about being in my front yard.
I love this story.
And I bring it up because you always, mention that.
Always make me tell the story.
Because I was so frustrated that I didn't have clients, and I really felt like a failure as a massage therapist. When I had a long conversation with my wife, she was very loving, very nurturing, very supportive. She's a little older than I am. She's run some other businesses. She looked at me and she said, listen, the problem is not your massage. Your massage is phenomenal. The problem is you don't know how to run a business. And all she did was said, listen, you need a website, you need a blog, you need Facebook, you need social media, you need Twitter. Once you got to Twitter, I was like, nope, we're done. I got to go do yoga and breathe. I'm about to lose my mind. I don't know how tweeting is going to get me clients. I don't understand Twitter. It doesn't make sense. I just don't get it. Well, I very slowly, because I am so stubborn, started doing those things. We kind of started with the website. I started making flip cam videos, which you can go back and see in the back of the YouTube channel. The first one I ever put out was about technophobia, being afraid of technology. And in short, I was rewarded for that. And it started as like a Facebook like. And it started as somebody liked your page. And it started as a comment. And then a YouTube comment and a like. And every step of the way, it was like going from somebody who could barely walk to you were running 5Ks. And then you were running 10Ks. And then you were working on running a marathon. Because I was rewarded as I went. It wasn't like, well, I knew that if I worked at it for 10 years, I'd eventually arrive where I wanted to arrive. Like, I had to enjoy the process.
Right.
But what I really started to realize was I had spent a lot of time developing and honing the art. The body work was great. And you have to have good body work as a massage therapist.
Yeah.
But half the time, what I'm telling therapists and replicating what I did is I feel like they spend 20% of their time working on the business and 80% of the time working on the art. And I'll tell them flat out to switch it.
Yeah.
Spend 80% of your time working on the business and 20% working on the art. And they're like, oh. Yeah. And they feel like, well, it detracts from the things that I enjoy. And I'm like, no. If you're really going to make it in our industry, in my opinion, as a sole proprietor, running your own small business, maybe you decide to hire staff, own a spa, I think you're going to spend 40 hours a week working on the business and 20 hours a week in session working on clients.
Yeah.
And that 20 hours is going to pay for everything else.
Yeah.
So you have to do 40 hours of work you don't get paid for directly.
Right.
And that right there, most therapists, when I say that, there are people right now that just turn the video off. Because you don't want to do the work that it takes to get the clients to come in.
Right.
To be able to retain the clients. Because it's not just about the art, it's about the business.
Yeah.
The marketing, even more so in my opinion. That factor is the difference between a successful massage therapist and a starving artist.
Yeah. And especially when you're just starting out, you got to put that time into it. And I used to tell my students all the time, I said, look, it doesn't matter how good your massage is if you can't get people on your table. Or, in your case, on your mat.
No table, he's a madman.
Yes, crazy. But, and that's the key. And that's what I think a lot of people, because you and I have both seen the comments on Facebook, people looking for help and going, I got my massage license and I have no clients. It's like, well, what are you doing to get them? And, and sometimes with marketing, you have to try a bunch of things to figure out what works.